Boxing on DAZN, sponsored by William Hill.
Barry Jones, Tony Bellew. I want to start with you, Tone. You said, we did a little preview a couple of minutes, and you said, Ade, maximum 2 rounds.
Yeah.
We're wrong, 36 seconds.
Well, I wanted to say, I said to Jamie first, I was trying to be as nice as possible as I can to Babic, who's a fantastic character within this game that's called boxing, but ultimately there's weight divisions for a reason, Ade, and that is a cruiserweight at best going up against a bona fide heavyweight, and you're seeing the difference tonight.
Yeah, I would argue, Barry, and look, Tony's 100% right. I don't know many heavyweights that could take 4 unanswered cracks at the chin with that big power on the right hand. Like, heavyweights wouldn't be able to take that power, let alone, as you say, a bridger cruiserweight.
Yeah. In any weight, you can't give a free shot. In the heavyweight division, you're asking for trouble, you really are. And what Babic did was stand in front of Johnny Fisher. And once Johnny landed with the jab, he landed with the 1-2 before that barrage, and you could see it affected Babic. Didn't really hurt him, but it hurt him back on his heels. Then once he landed with that first left hand, that was it then. That barrage he was so accurate with every shot. That's the impressive part of it. Every shot hit the target and hit it clean. So he punched in right through the back of the head with every punch he threw. That's impressive, even if it was early against a guy who, as Tony said, rightfully said, is naturally too small for him. Still, to get that accuracy in every punch is quite impressive.
I guess, Tony, there still has to be caution. I mean, the next step up for him, are good guys. David Adelaide is a good fighter. Dacres, we're not quite sure about where Dacres is. Fabio Wardley, Fraser Clark. But there will be this want to push him just because he sold nearly 8,000 tickets in the Copper Box, right? So I guess he's going to need good people around him to take those steps at the right time.
I get your point, but if you're good enough, then you're ready. I'm sorry.
And
tonight he showed he's good enough, Ade. Yeah. At that level, 100%. He's ready for Adelaide. He's ready for Dacres. I think he's a couple more fights off the likes of, your Fraser Clarks and the other lads and Fabio Wardley. So give him a little bit more time, but for the Solomon Dacres and the David Adelaides, I think he's there or thereabouts. Normally
we don't do this, Barry. We can actually watch the whole fight. Normally we kind of break it down round for round.
He actually starts quite calm. If you watch Johnny Fisher, he's not rushing anything. He's drawing the lead of Babic, and Babic just walks in. His face is the shield. He doesn't know any. He only knows one way to fight. This is why he's so exciting. And I love that he builds up the character that he builds up in the pre-fights. But he walks into these, he's not avoiding one of them. He hasn't, if you're Babic and you go in with a big heavyweight like that, you want to draw the sting, you want to feel a few jabs at first and ease your way into it. He just gave him his head.
You take him on the gloves, don't you? You feel, you gauge the power by using the gloves in your forearms to take a shot. If you don't have tremendous footwork and the head movement, which he doesn't. But you can't give a man your chin to hit and just dine out that I'm tough enough to take him.
Because it against Rosansky, Barry, it's the exact same again. There's not lessons being learned, and I can't blame him because he just doesn't know any difference, are they? That's the difference with it. He doesn't know any difference.
Should there not be lessons to learn? Obviously, it's a new training setup. We know that he's now based in Ireland. Look, they can't do magic tricks overnight.
Very hard teaching old dog new tricks. Yeah. Very hard. Especially, he's experienced now. He's got a set style. He's set in his ways. The best thing for Alen Babic to do is go down to cruiserweight. Even bridgerweights are going to be too much for him. If he gets copped first, he's in trouble. At cruiserweight, he might be able to light someone up first before he gets lit up.
The problem is
that's the job he's going to have.
Sorry, Tony. The problem is at heavyweight, there's an extra nought on your pay package. Yeah. That's just a fact. So that's why they all move up as quick as they can, because the money is here. Yeah, I want to echo what Tony said about Johnny Fisher. He's a victim of his own success. You've got to be careful of that, because he can sell arenas now, and he is exciting to watch, that they do rush him too quick. I do think Adelaide and Solomon Dacres on that level is where he's at.
Yeah.
Or we'll find out. I think he can, but I do think the Fraser Clarks and the Fabio Wardleys are a little bit. He might get there, and he probably will. But it's just one step at a time.
One thing I'll say is, no one's going to blow Johnny Fisher out the water. Anyone who goes in with Johnny Fisher, even if he goes slightly above British level right now, he's going to be a hard fight for anyone. And if I'm being brutally honest, he's got a chance of chinning anyone as well.
Yeah.
So understand, no one's going to go in there and blow Johnny Fisher away. No one.
What would you do then? Let's play promoter and manager of Johnny Fisher.
You go exactly the way.
Do you do Dacres, Adelaide winner?
Yes. You go there. You pick up the domestic titles where you can. Yeah. Southern area he has the English title. Go for that
and you defend them.
Yeah, and just defend. And there's no. See, the problem is now, once you win a title at one level, we go look for the next level.
Yeah.
What's wrong with staying that level just for the 2 fights, learn a little bit more, and then move up? Because The British level is already a very, very good level.
It's similar with fighters now these days. I'm sick and tired of hearing fight. You know when a fighter reigns supreme in a weight and they go like, oh, well, there's nothing left here. Just reign supreme at your weight. Just reign supreme at your level. Reign domestically for a while. Go win the British title outright. I don't care who you beat. But get into a few 12-round fights. Get the rounds under your belt. It's like if you have major success at one weight, everyone's like, well, you should go with weight. No, you shouldn't. Is there something wrong with ruling and being dominant at one weight? It never done Bernard Hopkins any wrong. You know, it never done Marvin Hagler any wrong. They ruled divisions. They ironed people out at the state of that division, defend the titles. Just remain. You're on a learning streak. There's no need to rush things. So for someone like Johnny Fisher, he actually needs rounds at similar levels. He can't not go anywhere near European level yet.
They always say, sorry, Baz, I know you used to jump in. They always say you don't get paid for overtime, right? And look,
And they're right.
Would he have wanted a couple more rounds?
I think ideally, no.
36 seconds.
I think he wants that. Yeah. It doesn't every fighter. No, I'm talking.
I mean, when you do a 12-week training camp, you go and spar Hrgovic. Do you not want a bit more?
That puts an extra few quid on your next bout, mate. Where you've just that's exciting.
There's a target on his back now because the way he sells, what he can sell, and how he performs. And his markability, there's a target on his back, which is not a bad thing. That pressure you need to find out if you are good enough to compete. It's not all about having the ability, it's coping with the pressure. And being able to sell out so early in your career gets you used to big crowds, gets you used to the noise, gets you used to the pressure of being an athlete. I think this will help into his development fantastically well. I really do. So I think he'll be able to pick and choose his opponents because of what he does.
Popular. How good is it as well to be back here at the Copper Box? We don't really come here, let's be honest. It is other venues, isn't it? Now,
first time here, it's a brilliant arena.
Now that we've got someone that can fill this, and there's a couple of fighters in the undercard as well from Stratford, East London, that could do this as well.
Darren Barker said in commentary, he should make this his home, and I think he's right.
Without doubt.
This is his home for a short while. Because if he keeps winning and knocking people out like that, if he steps up the levels, then this would be too small for him.
This can be like the MEM was for Hatton. Make this a thunderous place. Make this a hostile place to come to. Make this a nightmare for your opponents. He can do this here.
Yeah.
But he has to, the right steps at the right time. That is what this sport is all about. Don't rush it. And he's a young heavyweight too, make no mistake about that. He's got many years ahead of him.
All right, very quickly, Reece Bellotti, co-main event, chief support. Some people say, do you say co-main or chief? What do you say, co-main or chief support?
I say chief support, yeah.
You was about to say co-main. I was changing my... Just because Tony said it, you just changed your mind.
He couldn't be swayed by anyone.
I saw what happened there. Look, it was at times comfortable for Reece Bellotti, apart from the last 30, 40 seconds when it kind of seemed to unravel very quickly.
He got caught with a great shot, and to be fair, I think there would have been more composure from Levi, then he might have got the stoppage. But either way, I think Reece boxed really well.
Yeah.
Really controlled. His movement was fantastic. Always on the balls of his feet, which gives you an option to move all the time. And you could see he was throwing a jab, and when he threw the right hand, he was spinning around the right hand, his right. But he was doing it before he was finished throwing the punch, which kept him safe all the time.
I have to say this. I have to give a huge amount of credit to Jim McDonnell.
Yeah.
He's stood through him by the test of time. He's stood by his coach even when he's had losses. Hasn't blamed anyone. Has just gone back to the drawing board. And Reece Bellotti is one of the fittest fighters you will see in Britain. Brilliant fighter. And I give, as I say, Jim and his team so much credit. He was so fit tonight. The only time I've seen him tired in how many years was the last 30 seconds of that bout. Yeah. Because he's put so much into the previous 11. Yeah, that's the only reason he's tired. He was brilliant job by Reece Bellotti. I'll tell you what I would like to see. I'd like to see a rematch with Jordan Gill.
Oh, yeah.
Reece Bellotti, because Jordan Gill has a win over Reece Bellotti.
And I think
the
rematch to lightweight after.
Yeah, but I would say that's still for me is Jordan Gill's best, not his biggest name, but his best win.
Victory.
The way he boxed that night, Jordan Gill, was absolutely perfect. So, but Reece Bellotti is a fine example about staying at your level, knowing where you're at, what you're good, where you're good at, and not trying to go to levels before you're ready.
Yeah,
just about weight classes. Weight classes. Yeah, I think he's doing brilliant.
He is doing really good, as both of you were tonight as well. Bit of a part-time effort from you.
Well, you
didn't really do much.
Twice the money, half the work.
No, I think I've heard in my ear half the money they say for half the work. Barry Jones, Tony Bellew, thank you very much. England and Johnny Fisher march on together after a night of knockouts. Semi-finals next up for the football team, whilst the Romford Bull throws his name into the heavyweight picture after absolutely destroying Alen Babic on a night of high drama here at the Copper Box.
Here in the East End of London, local flavour all the way through here from the start to the main event. Brilliant work with the left hand.
There's a really good workout that for Vizio, exactly what he needs.
The toughest test so far of Maisie Rose Courtney. Yasmina Zapatochna, the best of her career so far. So this then for the Southern Area Cruiserweight title.
Oh, the heads come together. It's a nasty cut.
It's the first title of his professional career. Alen Babic takes his unbeaten record to 5. Two very determined characters. Brice Bellotti still.
Buckle your seatbelts because this is going to be carnage. Oh, big shots, he's got!
And Fisher unleashes inside the first 30 seconds. Babic goes down, and this place has erupted.
Boxing on DAZN, sponsored by William Hill.